Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Clockertown, Ashland, Massachusetts, for Game 2 of a WACA-TV Ashland High School boys basketball triple header. This will be the JV game, the middle, the sandwich, if you will. I'm Josh Abrams, joined today by Chase Abrams.
Oh, it's good to be here. This is the second game in a three-game triple header for Ashland this afternoon. Ashland took home the W against Medfield yesterday in Medfield's home court in an overtime thriller. So at home now, they'll be looking to match that up as do this, do the same thing this time.
Okay, well, out of the three winter sports, basketball, boys and girls, ice hockey, boys, and
volleyball?
No, I guess it's just it's three teams, not three sports, two sports, three teams. It sounds like that's the first Ashland win against Medfield this week.
Oof.
Not a good week for the Clockers.
No.
But hey, listen, it's Friday. It's February school vacation. Let's focus on the good here.
Definitely, yeah.
So if you're just tuning in, you missed a fun game, I guess, well, not for everybody, but, freshman game, Medfield, Ashland, Clockers on the losing end of that one. But a lot of positives coming out of that freshman team, and looking forward to seeing them in future years here with JV, and of course the varsity team. The varsity game will tip off at 6:30 right here in the gym here in Ashland. We hope you'll join us for that. Really glad to have you with us, whether you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, here on WACA-TV, and just about ready to get underway here tonight. So. Just a reminder here in the COVID era, there are no jump balls. Medfield is going to open the game inbounding here at midcourt. It looks like Zane Clark will be inbounding here for Medfield to start the game. In the backcourt, joining him in the backcourt is Casey Deegan.
Yep.
And
Deegan.
We're underway.
Yep.
8-minute quarters. Medfield starting with the ball.
Already thinking about a little moving floater.
Okay, doesn't fall. Ashland with the rebound.
Here's Keegan Weiss. Running point over to Kevin Rozoff. Ty Ledachevsky now. Back to Rozoff at the top of the key. A lot of passing around. Weiss back to Rozoff. To Solotka on the inside. Overshoots on the short jumper.
So good ball movement early on. They couldn't get the shot to fall, but used a good part of the shot clock, just couldn't get it to fall. So Medfield with the ball now. Looking to deal. Here's a three-ball attempt. Off the front of the rim, no good. Ball is loose. We got a tie up underneath and a jump ball.
That's going to go Ashland's way.
Okay. So this will be Rozoff inbounding here for the Clockers. We saw his younger brother back in the freshman game, if you're just tuning in. And here we go, JV. No score so far, and we've got a whistle. Oh, clock never started.
I think the clock never stopped.
Okay, so we're taking a few seconds off. We're down to 6:55 to go in the first quarter. No score. Clockers inbounding at midcourt.
Yep. Weiss now running point. Ledachevsky driving.
Got into trouble on the baseline. Kicks it back up top. This is a long three for Weiss. Off the front iron, rebound for a moment by Ashland. Ball's loose, tied up, but Big Blue comes down with it. Yeah. It's a team in transition with its own name. Here's a three-ball attempt. Back iron, no good. Rebound by Mike Solotka.
Yep. Kevin Rozoff now.
At the next timeout, we'll get into details behind the nickname for the mascot here for Medfield. Rozoff wheeling and dealing, dishing off, no good. Medfield comes out with the ball.
Rozoff may have walked a little bit there.
No whistle?
Yep.
Okay.
Thought about it for a second. The moving mid-range goes right through.
First basket of the game goes to Medfield and Aiden Glenn.
Yep, Medfield draws first blood. Now Ashland's going to try to recover.
Weiss kicks it up to Ledachevsky. Cross-court pass to Rozoff. Back to Ledachevsky.
Yep, this looks like a zone defense.
Had a little trouble penetrating it so far. It's all out on the perimeter. Here's Weiss, down to about 10 on the shot clock. He tries to drive the lane, kicks it back out to
Solotka
for
for
two. Okay. So, tie game here, 2-2. Salaka answers right back. 5:20 to go in the first quarter.
Corner three. Foot might have been on the line.
No, he got credit for it. That's a 3 for Brady Gibson.
It's a great shot.
Nothing but net there. Rozoff to Letichevsky, drives the baseline. Kicks it back up top. Rozoff had it. Kicks it over to Weiss for 3. Off the mark. Rebound Medfield. Backcourt pressure there by number 22, Apke.
Yeah.
Aiden Glenn thought about it, kicked it back over to the wing.
Medfield driving now. Mostly open shot at the rim, but he can't get it to go
Rozoff
in.
with the rebound, rips it away. Going to quickly transition here to Weiss.
Hard pass. Weiss takes it in. Splits the defenders.
Couldn't get the roll. Rebound no good by the Clockers. That was Apke with the rebound. Couldn't get it to fall. We're still 5-2 Medfield with about 4:20 to go here in the first quarter. Adam Adej with the ball, kicks it out to the wing. 3 ball is good.
That was
Credit that one to Aiden Glenn. He quickly has 5 of the 8 points for Medfield.
Yep. Uncontested. Letichevsky now for 3.
Answers right back.
Yep. One of 2 freshmen on this junior varsity team. To a hot start, 3 points. 1 of 1 shooting.
Okay, Zane Clark for 2.
Yep, pretty little jumper.
It's a little unusual, Chase. You know, we're seeing like basket, basket, basket. You know, usually there's a lot more missed shots and rebounds, but right now the shooting percentage is way up for both of these teams in consecutive plays.
Yeah, and I didn't think it was going to be that way after watching them. Neither team score within the first minute and a half, I believe.
Rozoff behind the back pass, a little too hot to handle. Another poor pass there, trying to find Salaka. Medfield comes away with it. Driving the near sideline, feeding inside, back out. Thought about the 3, draws the body contact, no whistle. Driving the baseline.
Kicks it back out for the
Still on the wing.
Yep.
Nice bounce pass to the top of the key. That's Zane Clark trying to drive. Dishes off, ball's loose, turnover, and recovered by the Clockers. Rozoff looking up court, going to drive right down the middle. Draws the foul as he dishes it off to Thomas Apke. Got a blocking foul called on Medfield, and we'll get a couple of quick substitutions here.
Yep, Zach Fuelhart, as well as I believe that's Ryan Madison coming into the game for the first time.
Is he wearing a different number?
34.
Oh, that is Madison. Okay, who's number 11? I don't have an 11 on my roster.
Oh, that's Zach Fuelhart. Out to Weiss, thought about the 3. Steps back, looks for somewhere to go with it. Out to Fuelhart. Letichevsky. Into Apke.
Apke gets double teamed on the baseline, trying to kick it outside. Ball still loose and out of bounds off Apke. So it'll be a turnover here. Medfield up 10-5. Traditionally, their mascot, they've been known as the Warriors. They're slowly phasing that name out, Chase, and they're starting to go with Big Blue. And we saw that on all the freshman team jerseys on the front. The words Big Blue actually on the back of these jerseys here for the JV. But just so you understand why we're not calling the Warriors anymore, we'll either refer to them as Medfield or Big Blue.
Yep, Letichevsky gets the block, then runs transition, feeds it to Apke, who then draws the foul, I believe.
Yeah, he'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Oh. They're saying that was a foul on Apke. I believe it might have been a charge.
He got fouled for getting hit in the back of the head? Okay, first foul on Apke. Sorry, I'm sorry. They put it up as Ty Letichevsky getting the foul. Okay.
Interesting.
It's anybody's game. Okay, here we go. And that's Casey Deegan with his first points of the game. Drops a nice mid-range jumper in there for 2. Medfield up 12-5. Fed inside to...
It's Madison missing the jumper. Apke fighting for it, and it's going to be Ashland's possession.
Okay, entering the game now is Carlos Espino, the second of the 2 freshmen on the JV team.
Yep, we haven't called his name too much this season. It's nice to see him coming in.
Absolutely. So Keegan Weiss will take a seat. Espino in the game now and with the ball at the top of the key.
Over to Fuelhart, back to Letichevsky, the other freshman, for 3.
Not afraid to fire that shot. It's off the mark, but not by much.
He found that shot earlier this game.
Okay, so Medfield with the ball now. Along the baseline. Had a man open in the far wing, couldn't find him. It's now, here's a cross court.
Behind the arc. Back out again. Yep.
Casey Deegan here, driving the lane with the finger roll. Doesn't fall, but he draws the foul.
Tries to go up and under there. It's a great way to draw a foul. Yep, and he'll be going to the charity stripe for 2. Yep.
Okay, that foul is on Thomas Apke, his first, team's second. Okay,
Too
Deegan
far
misses,
on that.
misses the first, back of the rim.
Another substitution for Ashland as we see number 30, James Proya, check in. Now every starter is off except for Ledachevsky.
Back of the iron again, no good, out of bounds on Medfield. It'll be Ashland ball. Give you a little background on Medfield this week. In the Battle of the Meds on Monday, Medfield lost to Medway 50-35. Last night, Medfield beat Ashland 60-31. These are the varsity games, by the way.
Ledachevsky collects his own rebound, draws the foul.
Okay, and just following up there really quick, that look back on Medfield's games this week brought to you by the Ashland English Department. If you heard the 5 M words in that recap sentence and recognized it as an example of alliteration, the English Department says, "You're welcome." Ledachevsky rims out, so the score remains 12-5. He'll shoot the back end of 2 foul shots.
Yeah.
Minute 3 to go here in the first quarter. Medfield up 12-5.
These two teams really went at it yesterday, but Medfield already a 7-point lead. Ashland's going to need to pick it up if they don't want this lead to grow. Ledachevsky pulls up.
He'll make that trade every day of the week. Miss 1 to get 2.
Medfield with possession now.
Max Breen bringing the ball up. Had Deegan on the baseline open. He puts it in and draws the foul. He'll go to the line trying to complete a 3-point play.
Yeah, that backdoor cut threw him wide open. Mostly uncontested shot at the rim and got the extra foul even with the somewhat open layup.
That foul called on Proya, his first. Okay, makes the adjustment and hits that free throw.
Yep, rims in. Carlos Espino running point for the Clockers now. Over to Ledachevsky. Out to, thought about it, now goes to Fuelhart.
They're starting to double team Ledachevsky.
Yep.
Fuelhart can't get the 3 to fall. Ball's loose on the floor, gathered in by the Clockers. We get, thought it was going to be a jump, might have a foul here. Let's see what the call is. One way or another, it's going to be Ashland ball. James Proy is going to inbound for the Clockers. 27.2 seconds to go in the first quarter.
Inbounds to Madison, back to Proya.
Shot clock is off, of course.
Yep. See if they're going to wait for the last shot here. Espino, I guess not.
We'll call that a pass.
Oh.
And the hoop. Proya pulls down what we'll call a pass from Espino, puts the ball in, and he'll go to the line.
It was a great readjustment in the air. Fell through cleanly, even after the foul. Right through. Proy completes the 3-point play. Brings Ashland to within 5 now.
He's the number 2 scorer on the Clockers right now. 15 seconds to go in the first quarter.
Medfield with it now. Ashland's man defense.
Proy did a great job reading a centering pass. So they got the turnover, but not able to get a final shot off as the buzzer sounds for the end of the first quarter. With Medfield up 15-10. I mean, at times it really felt like they were completely controlling this game, had a big lead, but now that we're at the end of the first quarter, Clockers only down 5, Chase.
Yeah, it definitely felt like more of a back and forth game in the bottom half of that first quarter. Ashland started hitting some more shots. That man defense is stifling the Medfield offense just a bit more. And yeah, I mean, getting open shots on that zone defense for Medfield is going to be a problem. So they're going to, I mean, I hope that they take as many open shots as they can find.
Okay, your scorers in the first quarter for the Clockers: Ledachevsky with 5, Salaka with 2, and Proya with 3.
Yep.
While we have a quick timeout here, just a reminder, folks, and at least the folks watching in Ashland, registration for the Fall 2 season has been extended to Sunday, February 21st. Sports include football, indoor track, cheer, swim and dive, and girls volleyball. Go to the Ashland Athletics website for more information and to register.
Yeah, and as was mentioned in that freshman boys game, indoor track not actually indoors this year. A little unfortunate. So
are you trying to dissuade people from going out for indoor track?
I'm just warning them. I don't want them to get there on the first day and be like, wait a second.
Spoiler alert. Okay, we're underway here in the second quarter. Max Nelson inbounding for Big Blue, Medfield. Oh, an unforced error there. Turnover by Medfield. And Rozoff bringing the ball up now over to Weiss. Yep. It looks like we got our starting 5 from the beginning of the game out on the floor right now.
One change, though. Ty Ledachevsky is off. In his place is number 24, Garrett Arsenault.
Okay, good eye there, Chase. Arsenault with the ball now. Back up top to Weiss and back to the near sideline here for Rozoff. Drives the lane, draws traffic. Arsenault with an uncontested 3, but it's off the mark. Rozoff smartly bats it away from a Medfield defender right into the hands of Salaka. Puts back an easy 2.
Yep, Ashland within 3 now. They're starting to battle back.
We got a foul on the shot. That was Max. Oh, on the floor. On the floor. I heard it from the ref, so correction there. That's not a shooting foul. As Max Bean tried to drive the lane. Foul called on number 24, Garrett Arsenault. Arsenault. I'll get it right sooner or later. My apologies to the Arsenault family. As he's called for his first foul. Arsenault then thwarts an inbounds attempt. So Medfield going to try to inbound yet again. Max Bean takes a shot, but no whistle. Back outside.
Yep. There was a quick double team from Arsenault. Passed out of it, though. Medfield trying to beat the defense. Oh.
Salaka came way out there trying to, force a turnover. Now he's back inside against their tallest guy. Here's a 3-ball attempt way off the mark and rebounded by the Clockers.
Yep.
So Weiss pushing the ball up quickly. Arsenault going to take another 3. Nails this one. 3-ball for Garrett.
Actually, I think they're only going to give him 2 on that one. Does bring Ashland within. Oh, they are going to give him 3.
Yeah, I saw the ref's hand go up for 3, and they signaled that way. Here's a foul and the basket, I believe, as Aiden Glenn drove the lane for the Big Blue.
Got the roll there. That was impressive.
Okay, we're getting a little conference here quickly by the refs to determine whether that shot counts or not.
Looks like they're going to say that that was on the floor. Shot does not count.
Okay. Looks like it was Salaka who was called on that foul, his first. Medfield not in the bonus yet, so they're inbounding. Not a shooting foul here. Good aggressive defense here by the Clockers. Nice little give and go, but not a clean pass. And Rozoff ends up with the ball. He's pushing it up quickly. Tries to drive in, draws the foul on the floor.
Looks like that's going to be a reach-in call on Medfield. He had a bit of a, I think it was a 2-on-3 fast break that he tried to take advantage of, drove to the hoop.
Okay, that foul was on Zane Clark of Big Blue, by the way, his first. Clockers with the ball now. Just over 6 minutes to go in the second quarter, the first half. As a turnover there by the Clockers, and Big Blue will inbound under their own basket.
Yep, they try to pass in the paint, unable to complete it. And that went off Thomas Apke.
That is a phrase that just never comes to mind in this gym, in the paint, right? Because there's no paint on this court. But you're absolutely right, Chase, a great call.
Tried the running, it looked like a floater. Off to the right a little bit, but Medfield will retain possession.
Okay. Thomas Apke avoids an over-the-back call. So just out of bounds on the Clockers, Medfield inbounding on the near sideline. Some more aggressive defense. Kevin Rozoff.
I like to see it.
Absolutely. We got a tie game, just under 6 to go in the first half, 15-15. Josh Abrams and Chase Abrams with you here on WACA-TV. Glad to have you with us in the middle game of a triple header here on WACA-TV. Ball's loose, got a jump ball. I noticed the Clocker bench alertly was yelling floor, floor, letting teammates know that that was a loose ball. Looks like the arrow's going Medfield's way, but
now
they're going to override it.
It's going Ashland's way. We'll
I
take it.
I think it's really just random instead of just alternating. But we'll see if we can determine a pattern here. Here's Arsenal, not afraid to shoot the rock, and he buries another 3.
Arsenal starting to heat up early.
Comes off the bench, and he's the leading scorer for the Clockers with 6 points.
2 of 3 from deep. Oh, steal from Rozoff
again. Great speed. Great.
Salatka pounces on it.
Got another jump ball, and we're back to alternating.
Maybe
it is going to be Medfield ball. Just seemed to be a lot of confusion on that last jump. So.
I mean, I saw one ref pointing one way, and I saw one ref pointing the other way, and I was afraid to make the call.
Yeah, I always enjoy seeing that. So we got a couple substitutions here, as Max Bean and Casey Deegan check back in for Medfield.
He almost stepped over the line before
close,
he even passed it. Yeah.
Got it into Zane Clark and gets it right back from Zane. Putting on a little dribbling clinic there. Go driving the lane. Somebody, I think it was Tom Zapke, got a hand on that, deflecting the path of the ball out of bounds, and but it'll stay Medfield ball.
Yep. Thought it might have gone off a Medfield shoulder there at the end, but they have a better view than I do. Medfield passing it around. Has a corner 3, looks for it, short.
Off the mark, Rozoff with the rebound. He is all over the place right now, Chase.
Yeah, he's quick.
Ill-advised pass, forcing it into Thomas Apke, who had a step on the defense, but Rozoff couldn't find him there. So Medfield with the ball, and we've got a whistle before the shot. That one's going to get called on Kevin Rozoff.
Well, not in the bonus yet, so it'll still just be an inbound pass.
I want to mention, by the way, I really appreciate the Rozoff brothers making it easy for me by both wearing the same jersey number, the number 3.
Yeah.
So 2 straight games, I see 3, I think Rozoff.
Gets the
but
tough
that's
bucket.
2 for 5. We're going to start playing with numbers now. Max Bean, Medfield with the hoop, his first points of the game.
Actually, that was 5 for 2.
Well, it's 2 points for number 5.
Yes.
I guess it's, all how you interpret it.
That's
Arsenal
true.
could get that one to fall, trying to ride the hot hand. Medfield in transition.
Turn around.
Kick it back outside. This is a 3 ball for number 12, and he nails it. That's Adam Madej with his first points of the game.
Yep, Medfield takes a 2-point lead.
Starting to spread things around. 4:08 to go in the first half.
Waste to Arsenal. Another 3 for Arsenal.
And he drains it. Psych.
It's jinx.
Whatever. So Arsenal with 9 points on 3 3-point shots.
And only 5 attempts.
Okay, Zane Clark for 2 to answer back. So it's a 1-point lead now for Big Blue with 3:40 to go in the first half. Clocker's ready for some fresh legs out there at the next stoppage.
Yeah, he had a little hesitation. Oh.
That's a deep 3 for Weiss, and he drains it too. 3 points for Weiss, his first points of the game, and Ashland with the lead, 24-22 with 3:20 to go in the first half.
He hesitated a little bit and then jacked it up.
Running one-hander doesn't fall. Weiss with the rebound. They're going to press this one. Thought he was going to go coast to coast, but Garrett launches another 3, rattles home for 3.
That puts Garrett's total at 12 on 6 shots. 4 of 6 from deep, 4 of 6 from the field.
Another nice defensive play down low. The Clockers make one, but Medfield winds up with the ball. Another rebound, another shot, no good.
Blocked
still
by
loose under the basket. Double teamed, still loose. Garrett comes up with it.
Michael Salatka won that defensive possession. Great job. I think he actually had 3 blocks on 1 play.
Out of bounds on the Clockers as the pass was too hot to handle for Apke down low. But he's taking responsibility, tapping his chest, saying, hey, that one's on me.
Yep.
Or in this case, off of him.
This is
if you know what I'm saying.
Yes. Almost a full group swap. Everyone comes out except for Arsenal. Into the game now.
Well-deserved rest for Garrett.
Actually, no, he's still in the game.
Oh, I thought you said he sat down.
Not everyone except him.
Oh,
yeah.
Gotcha.
But Ryan Madison comes in the game. James Proya, Carlos Espino, Tyler Lachevsky. Both freshmen out there again. Surprisingly, this Ashland team doesn't have as much as a height disadvantage as some of the other Ashland teams that we've seen.
Okay, it looks like that was Deegan for 2. So it's a 3-point lead for the Clockers. Ledichevsky fires one from 3-point land. That's
Rims
Garrett's
out.
spot.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they were both doing that.
Here's
Yeah, he walked.
Oh, it was clearly a carry. Absolutely. So we got a whistle, got a stoppage of play. Aiden Glenn checking back in here for Big Blue. 2 minutes even to go here in the first half. Ashland up by 3.
Espino running point. Arsenal quickly. Contested 3. Oh, wow.
Oh, the rainbow. Nothing but net.
It's 15 for Garrett Arsenal on 5 of 7 shooting.
He's got half the Clockers' points tonight. 1:41 to go. Medfield with the ball, trying to drive the lane, and we've got a whistle.
I'm not going to say I predicted this, but I was warming up with Garrett pregame, and he was shooting the ball pretty well. And I thought to myself, this could be a nice game for him.
So Casey Dean going to the line here to shoot 2. The foul's called on Ty Ledichevsky, his second.
I'm going to be honest, when Garrett started going into his shooting form, I wasn't super happy about it, but it went through.
Okay, is that Andrew Dubonowitz about to check in here for the Clockers? Chase, while we have a brief moment here, I want to let you know on this date in 1961, the Celtics' Bill Russell pulled down 40 rebounds in a 136-125 win over the Philadelphia Warriors. This basketball history moment brought to you, of course, by the Ashland Social Studies Department, who reminds you that those that fail to learn from history are doomed to repeat it. Okay, 5-point lead for the Clockers. They have the ball with 1:35 to go in the first half.
Trying to ride the hot hand, they go to Arsenal, back to Dubonowitz. Espino,
too hot to handle.
Yep. I believe it was tipped.
What I thought was going to be an easy finger roll turned into a little bit of a bounce, but Zane Clark has it fall. 2 points for him. 3-point lead for the Clockers, 1:14 to go.
Yep. Arsenal for 3 again.
Off the mark. But rebounded by the Clockers. Back out to Garrett. Drives for a quick running one-hander off the front iron. No good. Medfield with the rebound. We're under a minute to go in the first half.
Yep, quick feet from Espino there. Great defense. Arsenal
fighting off a screen. No good by Medfield. Rebound.
That was
Ryan Madison, thank you. 36 seconds to go. There's about a 10-second differential with the shot clock.
All right, Espino over to Arsenal. Looks like they're
playing
trying to
him a
double
lot tighter
team.
now.
Yeah. Dubonowitz for 3.
Off the back iron. 20 seconds to go now. Shot clock is off. Big Blue can play for last shot here. It's a deep 3 and nailed. That's number 33, Brady Gibson, doubling his point total for the night to 6.
Looks like
6 seconds left.
Ashland's just giving Garrett the ball now.
They're not going to let him get off an easy shot. Wheels around and just off the mark. That was a lot closer than I thought it would be.
Pretty good from our angle.
Absolutely. So the buzzer sounds. We're at the half. Tie game.
Yeah,
so
how about this game?
we're tied at 30.
One.
The story of the first half, I'd have to say, for the Clockers, Garrett Arsenal with 15.
Yeah.
So half the Clocker points, all on 3-point shots.
He's got a quarter of the overall score.
That's a lot of math, man.
Yeah. It's true. But
and speaking of which, here at the end of the first quarter, if you know, right, it's 30-30, that means it's a tie game. If you can do that math, then
thank the math department.
You can thank your math teacher in the Ashland math department.
Yep.
So again, Josh Abrams, Chase Abrams here on WACA-TV. Middle game of a triple header here this afternoon and into tonight. Freshman played earlier today, and varsity tips off at 6:30.
Yeah. I believe the score was 10-2 at one point in the first quarter. It didn't look like it was going to be as a competitive and entertaining game that it was yesterday, and we're in that overtime win for Ashland. But I mean, 30-30. We haven't seen a ton of competitive games this season, unfortunately. but really enjoying this one so far, and I hope that it stays this way. Or you know, an easy Ashland win would be nice too, but competitive games are great.
I gotta say, you're starting to sound like Mom, like, rooting for the tie.
No, I would never. I would never.
So no, it's been a very entertaining, very close game so far tonight. Again, glad to have you with us, whether you're joining on Facebook or on YouTube. Feel free to drop us a comment. We're happy to give you a shout out. Just a reminder, of course, I'll be bowing out after the JV game, but Chase will take you the rest of the way. He'll be joined by Rob Silver. Of course, we'll look forward to Rob's feature, the fortune cookie.
Fortune cookie, yep.
And of course, he'll be awarding a silver star at the conclusion of the varsity game. So just under a minute to go. We're about to start the second half action here in Clockertown. Tie game, Medfield, Ashland, tied at 30.
I believe this, yep, it's going to be Medfield's ball to start the third quarter, as it was to start the first. Oh, it's not? Oh, they switched. I keep forgetting. Ashland's ball to start off.
So Kevin Rosoff right in front of us, inbounding to Keegan Weiss, and we're underway here in the second half. Clockertown, Ashland versus Medfield. Ball kicks out deep to Kevin Rosoff, over to Ty Ledachevsky. They're working it around the perimeter, trying to find an opening down low, I think. We'll see how this plays out. That's a deep three ball by Weiss.
He hit one of those earlier. Unsuccessful
Heads up
this time.
defensive play by Medfield. It goes throwing it off Thomas Apke and out of bounds. So it'd be Medfield ball under their own basket. 22 seconds gone here in the third quarter.
Yep. Medfield bringing the ball up now. It was slow scoring to start the game. Let's see if it's like that to start the second half.
There's a really smart pass inside, but Deegan couldn't get it to fall. And Clockers with the rebound. Rosoff pushing it up to the wing for Ledachevsky for three off the mark and rebounded in the corner by Medfield. Some good defensive pressure, but Medfield able to pass out of it. Looking to set things up here in the half-court offense.
Ashland's getting a lot of three-point opportunities. Really like to see it.
But Medfield is playing it tighter and tighter. We got a travel call. Interesting. Traveling called against Medfield, and Ashland will inbound under their own basket.
Yeah, at first I thought that foul was on Michael Solotka, but he was shifting his feet, keeping those arms up. Did a great job.
Okay, Weiss to Ledachevsky. Back up top, working it around the perimeter again. Here's a three ball. Off the front iron and no good. Rebound Medfield.
Well, a few missed shots to open the half. I'm afraid it looks like my prediction came true. No scoring through about the first minute and a half.
Chase, on the broadcast, you can show no fear. Don't be afraid of your predictions.
Yep.
Turnover here by Medfield. Ashland setting up the half-court offense into the corner for Ledachevsky. Thinks about it, but dishes over to Weiss. Weiss over to Rosoff. Well, he wanted Ledachevsky in a major way. It's now in his hands, but back up top, still swinging it around. 10 on the shot clock as Rosoff drives. Baseline, can't get it off. Rebound by Apke.
Up and down. Oh, he gets fouled.
He got fouled, and it got fouled in the act. I called that a shot. It never actually touched anything, so it's more of a pass to Apke, who then gets fouled, and he'll go to the line to shoot two.
Yeah. We'll call it a pass.
So that foul was called on Brady Gibson, his first. Apke nails the first free throw. He's on the board now, making him the sixth clocker of the night to get in the scoring book.
Looking for number 2. Gets the bounce, but it went out of bounds. They didn't make that call in the last
freshman game.
Yeah.
I know.
So I wasn't sure.
Okay, well, tough break for Apke, but he hits 1 of 2. Ashland up by 1. It's the first point of the second half by either team. Ashland up 31-30. Just about 6 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Rosoff is so quick with that hand. Able to force a turnover. Ledachevsky in transition now, trying to drive baseline. Kicks it back up top, or tries to, but it eventually does get to Rosoff. Wild pass to Weiss, he corrals it. Driving the lane, a running one-hander, and in. Nothing but net for Keegan Weiss. That's 5 points for him tonight.
It's been a great offensive game from Ashland.
Of course, the team's leading scorer getting a rest on the bench right now, Garrett Arsenault with 15.
Yeah, well-deserved rest.
Foul before the shot. It's on the floor. See who we're going to call this as a reach, and we'll see who they call it on. That one called on Keegan Weiss, his first. Medfield will inbound in the form of Zane Clark to Deegan. He tries to go behind the line, doesn't take the shot. Smart pass inside, kicks it back out now.
There's those quick hands from Rozoff again.
And Adam Adej gets caught. He turned the ball over and then, frustrated with himself, commits an unnecessary foul. So obviously not a shooting foul, nobody in the bonus just yet. So Ashland will inbound here in the form of Ty Ledachevsky. Clockers up 3 with 5:22 to go in the third quarter.
Yep, Ledachevsky inbounds to Rozoff.
Ill-advised pass. Rozoff's pass gets picked off. They've got numbers. Medfield does. Not a great pass. It was behind the wing. Shot is wide of the mark and hauled in by Rozoff. He's got numbers now.
Drives the lane, no
Definitely
foul.
got like an elbow to the face, but no call. Weiss tries to put some defensive pressure on, but Medfield able to dribble out. Well, they had Brady Gibson flashing the lane, couldn't get it to him in time. Deegan with a running one-hander.
A little hook shot.
That was interesting. It's not how they teach it.
It wasn't quite shades of Kareem, but it was close.
Not at all.
Got it.
It was just like Kareem, but completely different.
Yeah.
So that shot gets blocked and hauled in by Medfield. So the Clockers have a 1-point lead, just under 4.5 to go here in the third quarter. Medfield with the ball. Here's Max Bean over to Deegan. He's not afraid to shoot it. He drives here, kicks it back outside. This is a 3-ball attempt off the front iron. Rebound Rozoff.
Yeah, I will say, Kevin Rozoff hasn't showed up on the scorecard with points yet, but he is making his impact felt in other areas.
Weiss's shot is wide, but hauled in here by Apke. Over to Ledachevsky. He's had the open shot, but dishes off. Here's Weiss trying to drive the lane. His shot goes hard wide. And we're going to get a foul here on Weiss. He got a little too aggressive trying to push the ball.
Checking into the game, Madison comes in for Thomas Apke. And a couple of substitutions from Medfield as well.
Okay, so Keegan Weiss has 2 fouls. He's staying in the game. And it looks like, yeah, Madison just checked in, as did Michael Salaka. Here's a 3-ball for Medfield. It's off the mark. Ball is loose underneath, but hauled in by Rozoff again. We're not keeping track of rebounds, but Rozoff easily has half a dozen. He didn't get hit, but we got a player down in pain. We're going to have to see if we can get a stoppage here. It looked like I'm not sure which player is down right now, but he's in some pain. It didn't look like there was any kind of contact or a foul. He may have just landed funny on it. We'll have to check this out.
Those are the worst kinds of injuries.
Absolutely. So while we have this timeout on the floor, just want to remind folks, the Clocker Club recently announced its golf tournament will take place on Thursday, May 20th at Blackstone Country Club in Sutton. You can go to clockerclub.org/golf for more information, clockerclub.org/golf. Speaking of the Clocker Club, if you haven't joined yet, you can register on their website. Membership starts at $25.
Yeah, if you're not a part. Yeah, where have you been, right?
Right. No, it's a great organization. They've been able to raise a lot of money over the years for Ashland Athletics, helping to fund all kinds of different uniforms and projects and things for the athletic department. It goes all the way across the board, boys, girls, every season under the sun.
Yeah.
So we got an injury timeout here on the floor with 3:29 to go. The Clockers up by 1. The injured player, Michael Salaka, so he'll take a seat. He does walk off under his own power, so Chase, that's really encouraging. And we'll just have to kind of keep an eye on him as play gets back underway over here. But he's walking off with the trainer now. He's not even going to be staying on the bench. So, we'd love to have an update for you. If we can get it for you, we'll certainly provide it. But we're back underway now here in the third quarter, 3:29 to go. Ledachevsky with the ball on the near sideline, dribbles into a double team, but kicks it back outside, working around the perimeter. And here's a 3-ball attempt that's off the front iron. Rebound attempt by Madison, out of bounds. and it'll go Medfield way.
Yeah, checked in for Ashland recently. That's James Proya, and the game's leading scorer, Garrett Arsenal, just missed that 3.
So Max Bean dribbles up, hands it off to number 31, Lex Langer.
Deep 3 from Big Blue.
Okay, shot is off the mark by Adam Madej. And now Clockers with the ball in a 1-point lead. Ledachevsky in the corner draws the double team. Back outside to Weiss. Weiss tries to feed inside to Poirier, quickly over to Arsenal. Dribbles out and over to Weiss. Top of the key. We've got 12 seconds on the shot clock now. Weiss knows it. Over to Ledachevsky, baseline to Poirier. Ball's on the floor and turned over. Madison couldn't handle it, so Medfield comes out with the ball. They're streaming down the far sideline. Max Bean trying to drive the lane. Gets a shot off. Doesn't fall, but he does get the foul as he hits the floor.
Yeah. It's been a very low-scoring quarter. After they put up 30 in the first half, it is 3-2 in this quarter for Ashland.
Well, maybe now that Garrett's back in the game, we'll see things start to change a bit. But Arsenal actually got called for the foul. It's his second, and Max Bean at the line to shoot 2.
Well, ties it up with that shot. Drains the first one. It is all tied up at 33. Carlos Espino checking in for the first time in this half. Checks in for number 2, Keegan Weiss.
Yep. Gets a well-deserved rest on the bench. Bean hits them both.
Yep, and that'll give Medfield the lead, 34-33.
Yeah, so 60 points scored in the first half, just 7 in the third quarter, with 2:30 to go here in the third quarter. Espino dribbling up here, setting up the half-court offense. Ledachevsky again drawing that double team. Poirier in the corner for 3. Front iron is no good. Rebound by Medfield. Arsenal tries to poke one out unsuccessfully, and now Medfield has numbers down the other way under the basket. Shot doesn't go. Poirier dribbles out and gets fouled. So that foul called on number 2, Aiden Glenn, his first for Medfield.
Yeah, Proy was being a little physical. I was worried the foul was on him.
Well, actually, being physical like that is often a great way to draw the foul.
That's definitely true.
As long as you keep those elbows down, you should be able to get away with it. So here's Clockers with the ball. Espino for 3. Banks it home. Did he call glass, Chase? I didn't hear it.
I think so, yeah.
Okay, you have to check with him after the game. That's a 3 ball for Espino. Less than 2 to go. Ashland up by 2. Medfield, ill-advised pass as Ledachevsky comes down with it.
Quick hands again.
Yep.
Intercepted that.
Espino pushes one up the near sideline. Give and go with Poirier. He shoots the 3. It's off the mark. Rebound by number 31, Lex Langer for Medfield. And here comes Big Blue, down 2 with a minute and a half to go in the third quarter.
In the corner. Almost went out of bounds.
Somebody wide open under as Deegan. You could never let him alone like that under the hoop.
Yeah, he was shuffling his feet a little bit after he got the ball, but no call.
He got the foul is what he got.
That's definitely true. Got a chance to tie here as he's going to go into the charity stripe to shoot 2.
So Apke charged with that one. That's his second. Team's 4th of this half. Deegan back at the line. He's made 2 free throws tonight.
And that third.
Make that 11 points on the night for Deegan. He's their high scorer.
He's catching up to Garrett with 15.
Mm-hmm. Brady Nickerson just checked into the game. Just checked out of the game. Excuse me, for Big Blue.
Second free throw attempt.
Deegan hits them both.
Yep, 36-36.
Still, we're once again tied. This is a really tight game here, especially in the second half. 1:16 to go in the third quarter. Espino setting things up here on offense for the Clockers. Over to Poirier, a quick pass inside to Apke. He was at the foul line, had the shot, opted to give it to Ledachevsky, shoots wide, and Medfield with the rebound. 1 minute to go in the third quarter as Medfield brings it over midcourt.
Yep, Ledachevsky was open from 3. Passed a little low, that was a tough pass to make.
Nice give and go with Aiden Glenn, and he converts for a layup. 2 points for Glenn, 38 for Medfield. Under 50 seconds to go in the third quarter. Ledachevsky drives baseline and turns the ball over.
Yep. Medfield now leads for the first time since they were up 32-30 at the start of the second half.
Okay. So 44.4 seconds to go in the third quarter. Medfield up by 2. Josh Abrams and Chase Abrams with you here on the call, WACA-TV on a cold Friday night in Clockertown.
Madison tries
almost
the steal.
Broken up.
And they got to switch their coverage. Gets the contested layup, and it's 40-36. Clock winding down. Their shot clock is off. Carlos Espino bringing it up for the Clockers.
Going to give that last basket to Aiden Glenn, number 2 for Medfield. And they are playing for last shot here. Espino at the almost at the center line draws some pressure, gets it over to Poira. Long cross-court pass over to Ledichevsky. Espino, they're moving the ball very nicely. And Poira draws the blocking foul as he drives the lane with 6.3 seconds to go. Clockers down by 4, but Poira's going to go to the line to shoot 2.
Yep.
Foul called on Aiden Glenn, his second.
Ledichevsky. Madison overshoots.
I guess that wasn't a shooting foul, Chase. My mistake.
Espino can't hit the heavily contested, fading away last-second jumper. Ashland down by 4 after a late surge from Medfield there at the end of the third quarter. It is 40-36 with Medfield at the advantage.
Okay, my apologies to the Proya family for mispronouncing James's last name throughout the first half and into the third quarter. We'll try and do a better job for all of you in the fourth quarter here. Chase, what are your predictions? You're the predicting guy. What are your predictions for the fourth quarter? What's going to happen?
Well, the last time I predicted it didn't go Ashland's. I made a prediction. I don't think it went Ashland's way.
Now listen, weathermen, meteorologists, they get their predictions wrong all the time. So no pressure. What are your predictions here in the fourth quarter? We won't hold you to it.
This reminds me of when I was playing baseball and they were like, the best players only get a hit 3 out of 10 times.
Right. You go to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. Oh, geez. I got to predict an Ashland win. You know? I mean, I'm a homer.
Color me shocked.
No, I'll get some flack if I don't.
Yeah, it's got to be tough being a student at this high school and calling the games, broadcasting the games, having to face your classmates the next day in school, although you're going to have a week's break, right? February school vacation starts on Monday.
That's true.
Longest weekend you ever heard of. 9 days.
Oh, yeah. Looking forward to it. 9 days?
Well, 5 weekdays, 2 4 weekend days. That's 9, right? I'm trying to do some quick math over here.
Yeah.
So Medfield starts the quarter with the ball, can't hit the outside jumper, and here comes Weiss over to Ledichevsky. Soft pass, soft shot, doesn't fall. Ball's loose but hauled in by Medfield.
Good idea from Ledichevsky. It's just a really hard shot to make.
Rozoff got a hand in his face, but it was too late, as I believe that was number 2. Aiden Glenn with a 3-point shot.
And Medfield takes their biggest lead since the first quarter. 7 points. Weiss in the corner.
Thought about it.
Back to Ledichevsky. He thought about that one.
Kicks it out. Oh.
It's a good idea.
Weiss would have been set up with a really clean look at a 3 from the corner, but pass just wasn't there.
Yeah, I liked the thought on that play. It's just a little miscommunication.
Okay, it looks like the Clockers are throwing a little full court press out here, trying to mix things up, force a mistake. Did force Deegan to pick up his dribble, but Medfield able to break it.
And now they have numbers. And
a wide open 3, short, didn't even catch the rim, but an easy rebound, an easy putback. Gonna give that one to Alex Langer, 2.
Yeah, Ashland didn't have anybody in the box. It's probably the easiest shot he's gonna get all night.
Okay, so that Medfield lead is suddenly expanded to 45-36 with 6:40 to go here in the game. Another turnover by the Clockers, and now the Medfield team is in transition, slowed down by the defense. And now they're going to set up their half court. Deegan trying to drive the lane. A hard hook one-hander doesn't fall. Rebound by the Clockers. Rozoff looking for an open man. He finds him in Madison. Weiss with the ball now, kicking it back up top. Rozoff now to the other wing to Ledichevsky. Draws the double team. Somebody's got to be open. Back over to Weiss. Down to 10 on the shot clock. Rozoff drives. Running one-hander. Gets the bounce and not quite. The rebound came to Thomas Apke. He couldn't connect. Ball is still loose, and eventually Medfield comes down with it, still with that 45-36 lead, and now a leading pass too far and out of bounds on Big Blue. So 5:54 to go. Medfield up 45-36. Clockers with the ball.
Is Kevin Rosoff a lefty, do you know? Because, I don't know, I feel like a lot of his contested layups he's taken with his left hand.
It's an interesting observation. I'm not sure. I hadn't thought he was a lefty, but certainly a possibility. The ball gets knocked out of bounds by Medfield. Will stay clock or ball. We do not reset the shot clock. There was no shot taken, so it's still 17 on the shot clock for the Clockers as Weiss has the ball at the top. Back over to Rosoff, who drives the baseline and finds the hoop. So 2 points for Rosoff. He's now on the board. Clockers have 38, but they're down 7. Great press. There's Madison with 2, forces the turnover and gets the hoop. So he's on the board now. There's really a lot of scoring going on. Another press here by the Clockers, but Medfield breaks out of it.
Oh,
almost got the
steal.
turnover. Ball wound up in the hands of number 33, Brady Gibson. Goes too hard down the lane, and the Clockers end up with the ball. Here's Weiss with a running one-hander, and it rims out, but he follows his shot, gets the rebound, tracks it down in the corner, back up top to Letachevsky. Over to Rosoff, thinks about driving, but dishes off in
Madison.
the corner. Front of the iron.
That
doesn't
was a fun
fall.
sequence.
Yeah. They're playing with a lot of confidence, Chase. I like the passes. They know where they need to be. That 3 ball by Medfield doesn't fall.
Speaking of confidence, he looked really confident on that one, just stepped up and took it.
Rosoff gets stripped of the ball, and now there's a breakaway. Zane Clark driving in. He gets fouled at the end by Keegan Weiss. Shot doesn't drop, so I guess it's a good foul by Weiss.
Yeah.
That'll be his 3rd, team's 5th. And so now Zane Clark goes to the line. Back iron the first one.
Carlos Espino checks into the game for Kevin Rosoff.
He's got to be gassed, Chase. He's been
he's
a great
been
effort.
everywhere.
He's been flying all over the court tonight.
Yeah. Espino's getting a lot of minutes this game. Clark, the second attempt, drains it, but it is a 6-point game. Medfield with 46, Ashland with 40.
A little surprised we haven't seen Garrett come back into this game. He had 15 in the first half and nothing in the second half. Espino airball on the 3-ball attempt.
I think his arm was hit.
You think? Okay.
Yeah.
Good pressure by Apke. Had a double team there for a moment. Letachevsky quickly. Oh, that
didn't sound good.
I came close to a turned ankle, but he's okay. He's okay. I always wince. I've sprained both my ankles a half a dozen times easy, and anytime I see something like that, I grimace. I can feel it in my body. So,
Yeah.
But no harm. 4:04 to go. Clockers down by 6, and they'll inbound in their backcourt. Espino be inbounding to Weiss.
Some good news for Clocker fans. Michael Salatka is back and sitting on what is now the bench. In COVID times, he was walking on the leg, wincing a little bit, but he was walking under his own power, so that was really nice to see.
Yeah, we didn't quite see what happened to him. It didn't look like there was any contact, and he hit the ground really hard. He was in a lot of pain, and eventually walked off under his own power. So we just hope nothing but the best for Salaka. Meanwhile, Medfield hit a 2-point shot. That one is way short. We'll call that a pass, as it wound up in the hands of Madison. He couldn't get the finger roll. It got blocked by Medfield. And you're going to call that foul on Madison as he tried to reach in and knock the ball out, but he got body.
Yeah,
so that foul's on Madison.
Right in front of our table. I saw the little push, and I thought to myself, uh-oh.
Right. So that's his first. Espino sits back down. It was a quick rest for Rosoff. He's back in. Max Bean with the ball for Big Blue. Guarded closely by Weiss, and he forces the turnover. He's one-on-one. Wheeling and dealing, gets the shot off the glass and in. A beautiful play. A great individual effort by Keegan Weiss, as he now has 7 points on the night to go with 3 fouls. And we get a timeout called with 3:15 to go. Medfield up 48-42.
Oh, spinning, contested layup. It went right through. Thought he might have been fouled on the way up, too.
So just a reminder, you're watching the middle game of an unprecedented triple header here on WACA-TV today. Freshman game happened earlier today, 3:30 tip-off. Sorry to say the game did not go Clocker way. We're at the JV game now. They're down 6. So we're in the fourth quarter. I've already lost track of time.
Quarter,
Okay.
yeah.
Whew. And then of course the varsity game will tip off at 6:30 tonight. Don't forget, folks, also to tune in here to WACA-TV tomorrow night as the boys ice hockey team plays Medfield over at Loring Arena. Puck drops at 7:10. Bob Savin and the two of us, Chase and Josh Abrams, on the call tomorrow night for boys ice hockey here on WACA-TV. Full Clocker Sports broadcast calendar available at WACATV.org. 3:15 to go here in the fourth quarter. Clockers down by 6, 48-42. Medfield inbounding under their own basket, and the Clockers throwing the press on them.
Medfield quick passes. They break the press. What looked pretty easy.
Textbook. It's probably not a word that high school athletes want to hear in their broadcast, especially on the eve of February school vacation. Yeah. That's right. Great minds think alike, Chase. Tyler Lecheski for 3, too hard, but underneath is Apke, dishes it out to Madison, but Madison's shot gets blocked off to the side. Medfield winds up recovering. They're still up 6 with 2:42 to go in the fourth quarter.
Nope. I gotta say, the way I was gonna say the way that they broke that press, coaches gotta love to see that.
Sure.
Tight defense, yeah.
Both saw it. Rozoff. That ball doesn't fall. Madison with the rebound to Weiss. See what they can do here in transition.
Weiss, cross-court. Well, not a cross-court pass, like a little bit.
Under 2:10 to go now. Weiss for 3 from the top of the key, off the mark. Back outside, Rozoff for 3, and he drains it.
That is a clutch play from Kevin Rozoff. Brings the Clockers to within 3.
Okay, no points for Rozoff in the first half. 5 points here in the second half. Ty Lecheski with an easy layup. Some great defensive pressure by him and Weiss. And it sounds like we've got a timeout on the floor. There's 4 quick points there.
Yeah, quick recap for Ashland. Scoring leaders for this game for Ashland, Garrett Arsenault with 15. Keegan Weiss, Tyler Lecheski each have 7. Kevin Rozoff with 5. Michael Salatka injured on the bench with 4. Espino with 3. Proya, Madison, and Espino and Proya with 3, and then Madison with 2, and Thomas Apke with 1. It's the full scoring breakdown for your Ashland Clockers so far this game.
9 different Clockers on the scoring book tonight. Excellent, excellent. We'd love to see that.
In fact, I believe every single player except Fuelhard and Debanowitz who has been on the court have scored.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
So Clockers down 1 here late in the fourth quarter. Medfield will be inbounding the ball under their own basket. Been a nice quick 4-0 run for the Clockers heading into this timeout.
Actually, it was a 5-0 run.
I stand corrected.
This is even better. James Proya checking back into the game.
I'm watching Ryan Madison walking over to the trainer. Hopefully he's okay. Thought he was going to be walking out of the gym, but he's sticking around just talking to the trainer right now. Try and keep an eye on that. Don't want to lose him late in the game. Here's a turnover. What I thought would be a turnover. It's actually going to stay midfield ball on the far sideline. Minute 37 to go. Big Blue up by 1 over the Clockers.
Kevin Rozoff once again making a defensive impact. Forced that ball out of bounds.
Max Bean out to a teammate. That's number 2, Aiden Glenn. Now it's back over to Bean. They're trying to set up a screen. He fires off a 3. It's too hard.
Off the back iron.
And we're gonna get a foul. That could have gone either way. I thought that might be able to get a jump, but I think they're gonna call this one on Apke. They do. So that's gonna be Apke's 3rd. And going to the line is Aiden Glenn.
Yep, he'll be shooting 2, looking to put Medfield up by 3.
That's his lucky 13th point.
Yep, the leading scorer for Medfield.
Minute 20 to go in the game. Medfield up by 2. Aiden Glenn with another foul shot.
All right.
Okay, 14 points for Glenn.
It's a 3-point game, 50-47 Medfield with the advantage. 1 minute, 20 seconds to go.
Okay, Max Bean just checked out for Medfield. Ledachevsky now on offense for the Clockers, over to Weiss. Back up top to Rosoff. They're moving the ball around very quickly. Apke had the shot and got the foul. Looks like Madison's okay. He's prepared to check back into this game, so that's a relief. Medfield can't believe this call.
Slap in the ground. Should watch for a technical.
I was thinking the same thing. KCD has been very demonstrative with his disagreement on that call, but Apke's at the line to shoot two.
Gets the first one.
Okay, that foul was on Aiden Glenn. I must have missed a foul on him somewhere along the way. He's up to 4.
As you said it before, Ryan Madison checks back in.
Okay, and Apke hit the first? I was busy
Yes, he
making
did.
some notes. Okay, great. So he's got 2 points on the night, ready to shoot another foul shot. Gets the roll.
Yep, there it is.
I gotta tell you, I think that driveway backboard that they installed, at home has done wonders for him. Hits both clutch free throws down the stretch, but now there's a wide open man. That's number 2, Aiden Glenn, and they found him. I believe Glenn has the last 4 points for Medfield. We're down under a minute to go with Ashland down by 3, 52-49. Ledachevsky drew the double team over to Weiss in the corner. There's a 3-ball attempt, and he nails it!
Tie game.
3-pointer.
Ryan Madison.
That's a huge 3-pointer. We've got a timeout on the floor, and we've got a tie game. 36.5 seconds to go. We're tied at 52. What a barn burner. We're so glad to have you with us here on a cold Friday night in Clockertown. Josh Abrams and Chase Abrams here on WACA-TV. If you're tuning in for the varsity game, you've got about another 35 minutes. We're still going down to the wire here on the JV game. The middle game, of course, in a WACA-TV boys basketball triple header.
Yeah. I got to say, this is one of those moments where I really miss the fans. I just saw that 3 go up, and I can just imagine people sucking in their breath as they watch its descent, and then right through,
Oh, you're
swish.
absolutely right. And seeing, like 2 pairs of arms going up in the bleachers.
Oh.
The student section would have gone crazy on that shot. Just a clutch shot, great ball movement by the entire team going around the perimeter. They found
open.
Madison in the corner, and he just buried the 3. I mean, there was no doubt about it. Just nothing but the bottom of the net.
Oof.
So, getting ready to go back in here. 36.5 seconds to go. Medfield will be inbounding under their own basket.
I'm surprised that Ashland is keeping up the full court
They've had
press.
a lot of success with that, but Apke's he's the guy in the back. He's going to have to make sure nobody gets behind him.
I do feel like that Ashland has been either hit or miss on this press, because there have been some uncontested shots when they're unsuccessful.
Okay, so Medfield able to break it down. 22 seconds to go. There is about a, I can't even tell, 5, 6 second, got a foul called. There had been a 5 or 6 second differential on the shot clock, but this is a foul called on the Clockers. I believe it's on Proya, his second.
I'm going to be honest, I thought he traveled before that. He kind of hopped a couple times.
Mm-hmm. So an equally clutch free throw there after the three-pointer by Madison.
Coming into the game is Ryan Madison. It's the man who just hit that clutch shot. Out comes James Proya.
Yep. Okay, so Madej hit the first free throw, giving Medfield a 1-point lead. Here's the second. He nails that one too, so it's a 2-point lead with 17 seconds left. Clockers can play for last shot here. We've got a whistle and a timeout on the floor. We've got a timeout called by the Clockers with 13 seconds left, so they're going to be diagramming, play here. What do you think, Chase? I mean, they're down 2. Do they play for the tie or do they go for the win? They've got last shot. There's no shot clock.
I mean, this is the last game. It could go either way. Do they want to risk it in overtime? Do they want to risk?
Well, of course it can go either way. That's why I'm asking you.
I know. It's always this is one of those big questions. Do they? It's such a tough answer. I mean, they've been getting open threes all game. Just run a play like that. The midfield zone defense is over shifting to the side of the court where the ball is. If they can take advantage of that and they get an open 3 from the corner, sure, take it. But if they have an open shot down low, I'm not going to say kick it out and go for the win.
Well, I got to tell you, in that first game, the freshman game, Mom did make the Hoosiers reference. I've been waiting to see who would come out here.
Yeah.
You think they're going to run the picket fence?
That's I didn't want to say it because you'd already referenced
Once
it.
you say Hoosiers, you got to say picket fence. It's a rule. It's a rule.
Don't get caught watching the paint dry.
Okay, so coming out of the timeout, Clockers are going to have Ledichevsky on the floor along with Apke.
Rozoff, Weiss, and
Madison.
Yep.
Okay, it's a big moment for the Clockers. They're down 2, 13 seconds to go. Ledichevsky inbounding. Okay, Rozoff is going to set things up. He's got a tight man-to-man defense here from Medfield. They're calling out the clock here. Weiss tries to draw the foul. He doesn't get it. Hard off the rim. We got a jump ball.
Oh, look at the time on the clock.
1/10 of a second on the clock.
Is that going to go Ashland's way?
I think in the NBA, if there's less than 2/10 of a second, that's it. You can't get a playoff in under 2/10 of a second or under 3/10 of a second. It'd be interesting to see how they call this, if they put some time on the clock.
I think they've got to put at least, there was a second or two on there when they blew the whistle.
And we've got a timeout again. The Clockers call timeout. That's Coach John Stockton calling the timeout. This is, it doesn't get any closer than this. They did put some more time on the clock. We're at 0.3 seconds, not 0.1.
That's much better.
Yeah, you can get a shot off in 0.3.
This is stressful.
So Clockers down 2. Weiss tried to draw the foul, didn't get it. And just a really low percentage shot, practically with his back to the basket. Fortunately found glass and rim, but it didn't fall. Loose ball on the rebound. They get the jump ball. They've got the arrow. See what Coach Stockton has up his sleeve here.
Gotta say, name like John Stockton.
I was wondering if you were going to catch that. Nice work. Shares the name, of course, with the Hall of Famer Utah Jazz. Yeah?
Point guard, Utah Jazz legend.
Wow.
What?
Well, I
know a little bit about old NBA.
I'm pretty sure he was retired before you were even born, but very impressive knowledge.
Yeah.
He didn't play for the Sixers or the Celtics, and you came right out with that.
Thanks. I've been playing a lot of 2K.
You are just on fire tonight, Chase. And fuego, if you will.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, we're coming out of the timeout. Personnel has not changed for the Clockers. Ledichevsky, Rozoff, Apke, Weiss, and Madison for the Clockers.
Who do you think gets the final shot here?
I'm thinking I was thinking Rozoff, but I don't know. Maybe you try to find Madison down low and just do a quick, one time in the paint. He's going to just shoot it from out of bounds. I don't even think you can do that. It turned into a kind of a pass to Apke, who just tried to slap it in, didn't fall. So a tough break for the Clockers, a tough loss. They played a great game, both teams really.
You love to announce games like this.
Oh, absolutely. They're far better than the blowouts. But
I agree.
So your final tonight, 54-52, Medfield over your Clockers in the middle game of an Ashland Medfield boys basketball triple header exclusively here on WACA-TV. Chase, any quick post-game analysis?
Well, I know this is Rob's thing, but my silver star, it's got to go to Garrett Arsenault. Put up 15 points. All of it actually in the first half. Let's not forget that. Didn't see much action in the second half. I was a little disappointed, but he was definitely the silver star winner for today. Okay,
you make a great argument there. Just really great to see 9 different scorers for the Clockers tonight. Just really spreading it around. So I just want to acknowledge the great effort all the way, both sides of the court for Kevin Rozoff. He just seemed to be everywhere tonight, rebounding, passing.
Quick hands.
Absolutely. So I think that'll do it for us tonight. For Chase Abrams, I'm Josh Abrams. Certainly want to thank our crew as well, Connor Donovan, Mackie Katab. And we thank you for joining us, whether you're here watching us on Facebook or YouTube on WACA-TV. And we invite you to stay tuned. Come on back. 6:30, we'll get started with the varsity game, Medfield at Ashland. So for now, we'll sign off and just end with Go Clockers.